Ropp Star Gang, what up, what up, what up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound that like button, hit that subscribe. That's all I ask. Basically, that's it. Step on that like button. Do me a favor and do that. All right. Do me a favor and pound that like button. Quote of the day. Let's start it off with a great quote of the day. As always, I'm bringing you a quote of the day every time. I feel like the world needs some good talking to besides Carolina Panthers football, right? So the quote of the day: challenging the meaning of life is the truest expression of the state of being human. And this is probably one of the truest statements you may ever hear. Think long and hard about that one. Think long about hard on that one. So Marcos cashes in here over 9-8 wins. Marcos is getting Wingstop for his daughter. Make sure you send something my way, Marcos. I'll send you my address. All right, appreciate that. Rob Walk, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining. Stacy Beeman, what up, what up, what up? So shout out to everyone in the chat. Got a great show for you today. Got a great show. So shout out to everyone in the chat. There we go. Got a great show for you. Really do. Got a great show for you guys today, and I hope you all enjoy it. So do me a favor, smash the like, smash the subscribe. So first things first, I need to just get this off my chest. What up, Chris? I'm pissed off. What up, Chris Mack? We got two Chris's in here. I got to be careful when I say what up, Chris, because there's two Chris's in here. I'm pissed off at the Panthers, man. They didn't allow media at day 2 of the Panthers. That's why I didn't go live yesterday. But I did some digging. Okay, so I got some stuff for you. Okay, I did some digging. So don't worry. I definitely have some stuff to discuss in regards to the OTAs. All right, and maybe some extra stuff you may not know. Okay, you may not know. All right, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Make sure you smash that like button. All right, greatly appreciate it. So as you're coming in here, Stacy Beeman says we might have to change. Actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't put myself there. I probably should put myself. Well, I already have this one. This one's smaller, so we need to edit this one. Let's do this. Let's move this. Let's move myself up here. This should be good right there. Actually, this should be good right there. Let's save that. Let's see what that looks like. Perfect. That's much better. It's much better. Bryce looking like he needed some muscle. We'll talk about that too. I got the photo of that in this. All right, let's get right into it. Bryce Young, impressive start. It's just OTAs. During Monday's practice, made some standout plays, delivered a perfect pass over a linebacker called in Churliss. I don't know who that is. To end Ian Thomas. It's a refreshing change for the Panthers, who struggled with big plays last season. The most critical moments came before the snap, right? New head coach Dave Canales would occasionally pause Young's cadences to offer some pointers. It's too early to make the judgments about their chemistry. Things do look promising. Jen, what's up? Appreciate you joining. Young appreciates Canales' calming presence and the communication skills. Sounds like, Bryce seems like that laid back kind of guy, right? Very chill, very laid back, as in where Dave Canales is, that more of, and energetic, I guess the word is energetic, right? Like very energetic, very yeah, I guess the word would be very energetic, right? Very in your face, very outgoing, right? Character, right? Very optimistic. Um, I kind of think it fits because Bryce is so laid back, but I think that he was so used to, or he's been used to more of the other coaching style, like the Nick Sabans of the world, right? It really aggressive in your face. Like Nick Saban's like really, he's a guy who's going to cuss you out, right? Whereas in Frank Wright was Eeyore, who was just boring as fuck, right? So, um, and last season, this coaching staff didn't really focus on Bryce Young's mechanics last year. Let's be honest. Basically they let him and trying to help him get used to the NFL speed and style and all of that, the scheme, whatever. They didn't do him any justice. So um later they adjust his dropbacks to improve his pass protection. Young now values Canal's detailed approach, which definitely gives him some specific things to work on. Um, Again, we always, in the beginning we heard from the ground up, so it starts with the footwork. So, um, and I've seen clips out there that it definitely looks like Bryce Young's footwork has definitely changed. And I can show you one, for example. Um, it was just the other day. I would like to see if I can find it actually. I would like to see if I can find it. Because his footwork definitely looks different. It's literally 1, 2. Some of it seems like it's just a 1, 2, really a one-step drop, but it's just like it looks like 2 bunny hops when he steps back. And this is the video I'm talking about. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. If you haven't seen this, watch his footwork here. I know it's just one play, but his footwork looks totally different. Because normally, now again, this is OTAs. All right. Again, this is OTAs, guys. So normally in this ordeal, right? Normally in this, with the offensive line, he was stepping back in shotgun. He was doing like a 5-step drop under shotgun. You're normally under shotgun should be only doing at most a 1-step drop. And this to me looks like a shotgun style footwork. It's just a 1-step drop. If you watch it again, see one, and then he's kind of just hopping on his toes, keeping himself aware, and then he lets go of the ball. That's what we need to see more of because his feet are more planted and he's less tippy-toed. He's tippy-toed at the beginning, but look, he plants his feet, lets that back foot up, throws, and he makes the throw. So that's just for an example. So I like seeing that kind of ordeal. Seeing that just from an OTA standpoint does make me feel a little bit better. Knowing that the footwork definitely is getting better. Again, that looks like to me, that's a shotgun step drop. It should be just 1 step and throw. It's what they call quick game, which I've preached about on this show multiple times about how quick game is so important for Bryce Young. All right, and his footwork. All right. But positive vibes, right? The kid had a rough, Bryce had a tough rookie season. He finished in the league's worst, lowest rated passer. Canales during his press conferences praised Young's accuracy, which allows him to focus on really tuning up that footwork and those mechanics. And I think that was a perfect example right there, that video, especially in the footwork. They share this positive outlook. They're avoiding the negatives from last year moving forward. And instead of the negativity, there's motivation, right? So a bunch of new faces, a lot of fresh energy. Obviously, Young has been working with several new teammates on Monday and Tuesday. Wide out Deontay Johnson, Xavier Legette, Jadavion Sanders. They obviously brought in more talent, of course, to bolster that offense up. Running backs Jonathan Brooks, Shaw Penny. were both absent, but we know that both of them are dealing with injuries. Of course, Jonathan Brooks, that ACL that he had back in November. It's exciting to have new pieces. This is what kind of like Bryce Young says, and in my eyes, for me as a fan, it's definitely exciting to have new pieces. It's just on us it's just on this team to build that chemistry with Young and make it work when it comes to game time, right? JC Horn's got a new regime, or not a regime, new regimen, I should say. The guy has struggled with injuries, changed his offseason routine to include more weightlifting to help him stay healthier. I think that's good to kind of to bolster up the muscles, build those muscles up. He's had a mix of soft tissue in his injuries, right? Which you go look at his injuries, that makes sense. All right. So a lot of soft tissue injuries leads to bad luck with broken bones. All right. He has all these things come about, and he still believes he's one of the best defensive backs in the league. And so if he stays healthy, he'll show that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what JC Horn can do. And I'm glad we picked up this fifth year option. He's right. It does say that this front office still believes in him. And it also is that that he believes in himself and that he believes that he can still be one of the best corners in the NFL. And I think he can. If the guy stays healthy, he'll be a top 5 corner in the NFL for sure. So I'm looking forward to that. Eddie Pinheiro still has not shown up. He's looking for a contract. That's what a lot of people are coming out and saying. And he, Harrison Mavis, the thicker kicker, stepped up. Made all 5 of his field goal attempts, including a 47-yarder. Apparently also made a 61-yarder. Sounds like we got a new kicker, and I'm okay with it. Pinheiro hasn't showed up since he's gotten here. Let's be honest. From a kicking standpoint, I mean, Pinheiro hasn't been that great. Pinheiro has not been that great. So, I'm looking forward to the new kicker. Some extra things that I wanted to talk about is it looks like Dave Canales could be the right guy, guys. I mean, to me, Carolina and Bryce Young are in a much better situation, right? We're really hoping for that big turnaround this season. They need to step up their offense to get out of the current rut that he is. Quarterback Bryce Young is key to making this happen, right? Young had a tough rookie season with a lot of criticism about the Panthers, believe. He has what it takes to bring them back to success. New head coach is a big part of this offense revival plan. Even though he doesn't have a ton of experience calling plays, he's known for developing great quarterbacks. I think that's one thing we got to take away from him. So I think Dave Canales could be the right guy. I'm getting a lot of Pete Carroll vibes from Dave Canales, if I may say so myself. I'm getting a lot of Pete Carroll vibes, and it's not just because, and I think it's because of his time in Seattle and the way he presents himself reminds me a lot of a Pete Carroll, right? I think that's the vibes I get off of from Pete Carroll. So, the Panthers have worked hard to build up the supporting cast. So I taking away from his optimism, I'm getting that Pete Carroll vibe. Some other things, Young for the most of the week or the most of the OTAs, the first two days of OTAs, had good days, but he did throw an interception against Xavier Woods. Several players, including Jadeveon Clowney, Robert Hunt, were missing sideline. Amari Bono, if y'all don't know about this, switched up his number from 90 to 38 because of Julius Peppers' upcoming Hall of Fame induction. And of course, Canales commented on the lack of primetime games. I know y'all watched this press conference upon that. Saying teams need to earn their opportunities by building a football team they're proud of. And I totally agree with that. So OTAs so far, a lot of potential, a lot of glimpses of potential, positive changes under Dave Canales, Bryce Young, and of course these rookies that we brought in and others. So I'm looking forward to obviously more of these offseason workouts, and hopefully they will let the media, at least for us Panther YouTubers' sake, since I can't be there, we can, obviously get some more of those updates, because it definitely helps when it comes to content creation, having those updates that some things we may not know about, right? Some things we may not know about. Mike Cornald said, "What up, people? Be sure to smash that like and subscribe button for your boy Clay." Appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate that. Let's see. Any other OTA stuff? Bryce Young's picking up to be seems to be he's quickly adapting to that offensive system, which is good to see and hear. Canales has specifically mentioned how good Bryce Young's accuracy is in different scenarios, like deep, short, intermediate throws. He's all about Young being precise and accurate, so that's one thing I like to hear. He did mention something. He did mention the word vanilla, which we heard the vanilla word before, vanilla offense last year. I'm just not okay with that. I know right now it's just OTA, so they're making the playbook right now for these workouts, maybe just vanilla, and they are just trying to get everybody on the same page. But as time goes on, let's make it a little bit less vanilla. Because I get PTSD when I hear vanilla after last season. All right. Let's see if there's anything else out there that I'm missing that I didn't. Oh, Dave Canales also talked about the importance of the run game. He really wants to really focus on the offense again, especially the run game. He stresses the importance of having multiple contributors in that and having multiple backs. He really wants this. He's confident in the depth chart that we have now. He thinks it's going to lift the whole team. So obviously, the run game is still a thing. It's still a thing. Just a lot of confidence around the whole team right now. It seems like, at least from what I'm reading, what I'm seeing, what's on Twitter. At least from what I am able to find and get and see and read and whatever, and I take what I get from all of that and try to make my, come up with the content, right? And come in here live. So that's all I got, at least from the day one and day two. Nothing else right now. I know that we got some more off season. I think we got some more off season training coming up. I think, let's see what they have coming up. I know it might be not till next week or maybe later on this week. Let me see. So they had the OTAs workouts. Okay, so they're taking the day off today. They're going to have another OTA day tomorrow, the 23rd. And then May 28th, 29th, May 30th. So next week, they'll have some more June 3rd, June 4th, June 6th. Then they got mandatory minicamp June 11th through the 13th. And then, of course, as time goes on, we will get into, obviously, the training camp after that June. I think it's after that June 13th date. Then we start getting prepared for training camp. So, Lots of good shit going on right now. 26 people are watching. Make sure you pound that like button and hit that subscribe button. Appreciate y'all. What up, Matt Chatter? How's our new tight end? I haven't really. I mean, I've seen stuff. So I mean, he looks good. They're definitely working on his blocking from what I'm seeing a lot of. Um, but I do need to, obviously I haven't really seen a lot on Jadavion Sanders, but I know they're working on his blocking. And I do know that he has looked excellent in the past game, but other than that, that's all I know. Clay, I'm not changing my opinion on Bryce until he shows on game day and wins games. He needs to earn our trust after last season. He takes 60% of the blame, 20 goes to the coaching, 15% goes to the line, 5% goes to the wide receivers. Chris, I'm not here to persuade you either way, man. You have your opinion. You have your right to your opinion. You can say who the blame is, who you want to put the blame on, and I have mine, and everybody else in this chat has theirs. So I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I do. All right. All right. Okay. Guys, make sure you become a member today. You see where it says the Ropp Star Report and you see join right there beside the Ropp Star Report? That's how you can become a member today. Any Jonathan Brooks action? No. Matt Chatter, he's sidelined as of right now. Would like to see Jordan Matthews get a chance. I doubt he will. Jake Plummer fans, hey. Jake Plummer is ass. Or Jack Plummer. Sorry, Jack Plummer is ass. He's not that good. All right, let's move on. Let me move my ass out the way here. Let me move my ass out the way here. All right. Has Bryce Young bulked up? Because it looks like he's been putting in some serious work during this offseason. Okay. If you're looking at these two pictures right here, those biceps don't look the same size, at least to me. Okay. Now, again, this could be an angle thing. All right. This could be whatever you want to call it. But it looks like Bryce Young has been putting in some serious offseason work along with hopefully gaining some valuable NFL experience, which is what he needs. It seems that he's added some muscle too, though, which I think he needed to do as well. The social media team posted a few pictures, and one of the young caught everyone's eye, especially this one, because of his his arms look muscular. All right, let's be honest. I'm not glazing here. I'm just saying, if you look at a side-by-side comparison, the one on the left is a shot of Young last year in the regular season opener. Shot on the right is the one that's most recent. The difference is striking for sure. Okay. I think almost a year ago when he entered the NFL, I was asking for this kid to bulk up. I thought he needed to gain 15, 20 pounds. Okay. So he's been working with the strength and conditioning coach throughout this offseason, trying to get bigger, better. And I don't know if quicker, but at least bigger and better. And I think that's definitely going to help his arm strength for sure. Judging by this latest photo, that plan seems to be paying off. And he looks more prepared than ever, both mentally and physically. But I do agree with you, Chris. I do need to see it on the field too. I'm not saying that. I know we are all disappointed last year's performance, but please believe we'll be better this year. Just need to have a little faith. Clay, a QB's gets all the credit when we win and all the blame when we lose. That's just how the NFL is. I'd rather be proven wrong about Bryce Young than proven right. So I really hope you are right. I mean, again, Chris, I mean, my my perspective is this, is that, trust me, do I think the kid's 100% our franchise quarterback? Absolutely not. I don't think Bryce Young is 100% our quarterback. Okay. Our franchise guy. I'm 50-50 on the kid. Do I want the kid to succeed? Absolutely. And Chris, you're right. All the credit in the world, all the credit will go to the quarterback if we win. That's just how the NFL is. You're absolutely right. And all the blame in the world will go to the quarterback, even if it's not even his fault. Okay. So, um, so I'd rather be proved. I don't think any of my takes about Bryce is really proven right or wrong, because I've just said the good. I've always said the positive, the negative, and the challenges ahead. That's how I've always narrowed it down when it came to Bryce. There's positives, there's negatives, and there's challenge ahead. Challenge ahead normally means what he needs to improve on. So bulking up was definitely something I think he needed to do. But we're gonna go over his project. I'm gonna project his statistics today, and I'm hoping that I'm close, because if I'm close, then we're gonna have an exceptional year. Okay, I leave it. You say Bryce needs completions. He definitely does, but he also needs wide receivers to get open, and he also needs an offensive line that can protect him. Yeah, it was because of the left guard and the right guard position, because you were relying on Cade Mays, Chandler Zavala, Throckmorton, um, not Dane Jackson, the guy out of Seattle that came off the couch, Jackson, I can't remember his name. You're relying on that guys because Austin Corbett and Brady Christensen went down, and then all the pressure was coming up the middle, and it made Bradley Bozeman look bad. It really wasn't Bradley Bozeman's fault. So PFF is right, and to a certain extent, that our line is asked, but they really blame Bradley Bozeman, and that's not the case whatsoever. All right, projecting Bryce Young's 2024 stats. Okay, so my projection. So when I want to break this down real quick. If any of you are playing fantasy football in 2020 this year, you might feel like, well, this is what I would say. If you had any Carolina Panthers players on your fantasy team last year in 2023, you probably feel like you deserve a compensation, because that's from not winning your league, but just enduring that rough season. Sure, Adam Thielen had his moments as a wide receiver too. Chuba Hubbard had a couple of decent weeks. Overall, Carolina's offense was a fantasy wasteland under Frank Wright and Chris Tabor. Okay. You bring in a new head coach who's here to really try to turn things around. Canales has made for himself by restructuring quarterbacks. At least that's what he's been known to do, right? With Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith, we've had that discussion, right? I mean, Baker Mayfield posted his career best in numbers in 2023, right? Smith, Geno Smith threw for 3,600 yards with 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Earned him a NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Then Mayfield the next year followed up with over 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. So best season of his career, right? Now, can Bryce Young do the same, right, in his second year? I think Young's going to benefit from Canales. He's going to benefit from a stronger offensive line, better weapons. So what can we expect, right? I think let's talk about the play count. All right. If we're talking about play counts, and you can go look this up for yourself. How many plays did the Carolina Panthers run last year? If you look it up in total. All right. If you go look it up, you can tell me. Okay. And I'm actually going to tell you right now, but you can tell me if I'm wrong. The Buccaneers, so Canales with the Buccaneers, he ran about 1,050 plays. All right. I looked it up. The Panthers ran around 1,090 plays. Okay. Because they were playing catch up most of in many games, right? So I'm predicting that the Panthers will probably have just over 1,000 plays again, and I think it's probably going to be in between that range. So maybe like 1,060, 1,070, something like that. splitting the difference, okay? Whatever you want to do, split the difference, okay? Pass attempts and completions. Let's talk about that, okay? Out of those 1,000 plus plays, I project Bryce Young to attempt over 572 passes, all right? For context, Mayfield attempted 68 passes last season. Young had 527 attempts. So, despite missing one game. So, assuming Bryce Young can complete 61% of his passes from then compared to last year, which was at 59.8%. Now that he has more experience, better protection, better improved receivers, I think he should be able to complete at least 360 of his passes. I think I put down 364 to be exact. So let's go look at his stats. All right, I'm going to move myself out the way here so you can see the stats better. All right. Oh, well, I guess not. That did not make it any better. You really can't see it. That should be better. Okay, you can see it better now. All right, so looking at this stat line, all right. Now hear me out as I continue to go over this, okay? So I predict Bryce will average just under 6.2 yards per attempt. So, which is an improvement from last season, all right? But still on the lower end, okay? So it's not unrealistic, okay? He was at 5.5 yards last season. And I think 6.2 yards per attempt is definitely an improvement, but it's still in the lower end, okay? So if you take the 6.2 yards per attempt, times that by the 572 throws, you get around 3,546 passing yards, give or take, something like that for 2024. So this would have placed him 17th in the NFL last season, which seems about right for where he stands among NFL quarterbacks. All right. Touchdowns and interceptions, I project a rate of 4% and an interception rate of like 1.9% for him. This could mean, give or take, he's around, 25 25 I'm saying 25 touchdowns. I'd like to see 25 touchdowns. Really, it's probably more like 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, really. All right. These numbers are still slightly below average, okay? Reflecting Young's tendency to play it safe and avoid high-risk throws. The rushing stats, I expect to contribute around 232 yards on 31 attempts. It's not a huge part of his game, but it does add a little extra value there, okay? All right. So my final projection is 364 completions, 572 attempts, 3,546 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 22 interceptions, and on 31 attempts for 232 yards. If you're looking at this from a fantasy standpoint, these numbers will put Young in that quarterback 2 to 3 range. All right. So obviously, if you're going from a fantasy standpoint, it's a roster spot in a super flex or 2 quarterback leagues. Probably stays on your waivers in a traditional 1 quarterback league. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments of my projections for him. Do you see him exceeding these expectations, or is this right where where it should be? Like, let me know what y'all think in the comments. I feel like it's realistic, but it's also, I don't think it's like it's an improvement. It's still on the low end though in the NFL. But with these numbers, it would put him top 20, basically. Wouldn't put him top 15, probably put him at top 20. and it would be an improvement from last year. I don't think that these stats are over like non-realistic. It's not like I put it at 4,500 yards. So close enough. I mean, it's tough to predict the statistics kind of ordeal, right? It's definitely tough to predict these kinds of projections. I try to do the best I can when I'm predicting his stats, but I feel like this is a decent and realistic number. I don't feel like this is over an overabundance. I think it's very doable with this offense and how it's going to be run. It's just that it's Bryce Young going to step up and do that. Right? So, all right, let's move on. Are the Panthers going over or under their predicting their win total? What do y'all think? Because right now their win total right now is at 4. I think it's at 4.5. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's at 4.5. So the question is, will the Panthers surpass preseason expectations? That's the big question, right? After a rough 2023 season, where they only managed to win 2 games, one of the worst in franchise history. So if you're heading into 2024, the bar set is pretty low. If you go look at BetUS, which this is brought to you by betus.com, okay, right up here, as you can see, that's the sponsorship of the Ropp Star Report. BetUS, link is in bio. Go check it out. You can bet on the Panthers over or under projections. As of right now, the win total is at 4.5. So will they go over? Will they go under the mark? I'm betting over, and here's why. Easier schedule. All right, I projected 6 to 7 wins. Okay, I think it's still doable. The Panthers have one of the easiest schedules this year in the NFL. Okay. All right, so I think that's a significant advantage for a first-year head coach in Dave Canales. While they might not be favorites in many matchups, which I don't think we're favorites in any of our matchups on the schedule. I think we're one of 2 teams that are not favored in any of their games besides the New England Patriots. So this is a lighter schedule that gives us a good shot at snacking 5 to 6 wins. Okay. 4.5 is the over. All right. Now, the offensive investments. Okay. Carolina has invested heavily in this offense. Okay. They spent over $153 million to bolster up this interior line. Okay. So, again, they traded for Deontay Johnson. They made these moves. We should see substantial improvements, right? A stronger line. It's going to give quarterback Bryce Young more time, better protection, potentially transforming the offense. The defensive potential, losing Brian Burns, is a blow. I will say no doubt about that. Okay, I do believe it's a blow to a certain extent. However, this defense as a whole, I think, is in better shape than it was last year. We're just well more balanced. I feel like from the defensive standpoint, the team has made several strategic improvements. I think that should definitely shore up this defense, keep them competitive in games. There's also, I feel like they're still going to go out, get another corner to add depth to this rotation. I still think Yannick Ngakoue, that's still out there for a pass rusher, would definitely add some great depth to this pass rushing between DJ Wonnum, Clowney, and him. I think would be a very versatile group, especially for Ejiro Evero. So I'm pounding the table for them to go out and get a Yannick Ngakoue. And then in the cornerback room, you can either go get a J.C. Jackson or Dory Jackson, or you can go and get Stephon Gilmore. I don't care who they get, but bring me some more depth, all right, from the defensive standpoint. But there's a lot of potential there, okay? My final thoughts on this, though, given that the schedule is easier and the substantial investments in the offensive line and the key acquisitions and an improved defense, the Panthers have a solid chance of exceeding that 4.5 win mark. Reaching 5 or even 6 wins, I think seems achievable. Y'all guys, let me know what you think. I think, will we be surprised by this team this upcoming season? We shall see. We shall see. Chuba had a few good weeks last year. He did actually have a few good weeks in fantasy last year. I did pick him up. I feel your projections are about right. I hope he beats them. I think over 3,500 yards, man. I really think that these projections right here, 3,500, 25, and 12 are very good projections. I think that they're very realistic to a certain extent. All right. D Perkins. So the sponsorship of my live stream up here. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second here. As you can see up in the right-hand corner, Bet US. That's where I bet. That's a sponsorship of the Ropp Star Report. And if you use my promo code Pantherology, they'll match up to 125% bonus on your first bet. So if you if you sign up for free today, they'll already do that, but you'll get an extra 25% bonus as well if you put in promo code Pantherology. And if it doesn't work, please let me know, because then I'm going to have to get a new promo code. But I don't think that one's ran out. I think we could pull off 10 wins. Dang, Chris Mack, that's a lot of confidence in that. That's a lot of confidence coming out of there. A lot of confidence. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I had to log out and log back in for some reason because my screen was frozen on my end. All right. So, anyways, let's get back to this. So, y'all sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let's get into the next thing here, though. Another betting odds that we could put down for Bet US is, what are the playoff odds for the Carolina Panthers? Does the Carolina Panthers have any shot, guys, in making the postseason? Anybody in here believe that? Does anybody in here believe that the Carolina Panthers can make the playoffs? The Carolina Panthers playoffs odds reflect the significant challenges ahead. The Panthers have a 77.3% chance of making the playoffs, and then a minuscule 0.1% chance of winning the Super Bowl. The only team that has worse odds than we do is the Washington Commanders. That obviously just tells you right there the skepticism around this team, right? So why the odds so low? rebuilding phase. We're still in that rebuilding phase. We're in the midst of a major rebuild. We have a new head coach. Yeah, has a good track record with quarterbacks, but you're fresh off a coaching staff often means a transition period. So success doesn't happen overnight. You go look at last year's performance. They won 2 games. That sets a low expectation. So turning around a franchise from such a disappointing season is a tall order. So skepticism is in the market for sure. Despite even getting some key acquisitions improvements, the overall market remains doubtful about how quickly these changes can translate into 2 wins, right? So again, if anybody in here believes that the Carolina Panthers are truly going to make the playoffs, I'm going to say it before. I'm going to say it before. I'm going to say it before, and I'm going to say it again. If you think this team is going to win and make the playoffs, you're sadly mistaken. All right. You know what reminds me of what when we're talking about this whole playoffs ordeal? Okay. I got a perfect video for you. All right. I got a perfect video for you. If you think this team's going to make the playoffs. Here's a perfect video.
All I know is we threw 4 interceptions and fumbled once. 1 interception they returned for a touchdown. 3 others were in our end of the field where they scored point. That's all I know. That's inexcusable. Inexcusable. Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Like, I mean, playoffs is just not. It's not. We need to, again, 6 to 7 wins. That video right there tells you all that you need to know and expecting for the playoffs. All right. All right. I will say there are reasons to be optimistic, guys. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here. Okay. I'm not trying to ruin your plans. Okay. I'm not trying to again, I'm not trying to ruin your plans. I'm not trying to make you feel like an idiot. Okay. Or make you feel bad. Okay. I'm not. Okay. What I am doing is telling you to lower your expectations. Okay? Lower your expectations. Because you need to expect the worst so you can be surprised for the best. Someone put that in there in the chat yesterday. I can't remember who it was. Somebody put it in the chat yesterday. 8 people watching on Twitter, 13 people watching on YouTube. Make sure you come over here. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. I would greatly appreciate that. So let's continue here. Okay. So let's talk about reasons to be optimistic. Okay. We're not going to be all negative here. Okay. Dan Morgan has made some significant moves to definitely bolster this offense, help Bryce Young out, getting Deontay Johnson in a trade, drafting Xavier Legette, providing Young with better targets. Offensive line has been reinforced with Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt, giving Bryce Young that protection and time to make plays, right? Dave Canales has been proven the ability to turn around quarterback careers. And if he can work his matchup with Young, this offense will be very good, and it will be very potent. And we might even get more than what we expected. Strategic improvements. The teams have made several calculated moves to enhance both the offense and defense. While they may not be in immediate contenders, these changes to me do suggest that they could be more competitive and surprise maybe some of us and some teams. Final thoughts on this is this. The Panthers playoff odds are low. Okay, the improvements, the new coaching staff definitely gives some kind of hope. I mean, the team and its fans should remain realistic about the challenges, and I get it. We're tired of losing. We want to win. We want to win the Super Bowl. But we also need to be patient. We need to be optimistic about the future. There's still a lot of work to be done here. All right. Especially to shed that reputation as the NFC South underdogs, which we are. Well, however, with time, and I think that if we continue to make these moves and the right moves, the Panthers could surpass those bleak projections, start building a path to become contenders again. But again, very bleak future. Or a very bleak future for right now. But with a very good future, as long as the moves continue as long as the moves that we continue to make pan out, and Bryce Young, pans out to be the guy that we've been wanting him to be since he's gotten here. All right. Let's talk about that new training facility real quick. It's because it looks like there is in the works of a new training facility. There's some illustrations provided on Twitter, so I finally got those. Share this real quick. So, and thanks to Carolina Blitz, they put them up. So it looks like, and I don't know who this lady is, but she's not making a great face over there. This looks amazing. First off, so from Monday to Saturday, the Panthers have been a team really without a permanent home from Monday to Saturday. So they're practicing temporary at certain locations during the weekdays. So the current situation right now, after the whole Rock Hill practice facility fell through, the Atrium Health Practice Dome collapsed. Fans and players alike have been left wondering what's next. The glimpse into the future, it sounds like that Charlotte gave everyone a sneak peek at Panthers' potential new practice digs by releasing the first set of them on Twitter. Although unofficial, those images that we're looking at provide a promising look that they might be in store. Features of the new facility: indoor, outdoor facilities. The new design includes a state-of-the-art indoor and outdoor practice fields, a fan deck, as you can see here, and there will be dedicated area for fans to come watch the practices. All right. And so this looks great, by the way. If this is what they do. Basically a full upgrade, new facilities. That's going to represent a significant upgrade from previous arrangements, including that memorable week that we'll always remember of Super Bowl 50 when the Panthers had to practice in a hotel ballroom. Y'all remember that? As many of David Tepper's initiatives in Charlotte, this plan hasn't come without controversy because some uptown residents have dubbed the potential field house an eyesore and are concerned it might disrupt their skyline views. Well, fuck your skyline views. Okay? You'll be okay. You'll still be able to see the skyline, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll still be able to see the skyline. But we need a permanent facility. The Panthers players and coaching staff deserve a stable, full-time practice facility. They constantly have uncertainty about practice locations due to weather or other issues, has put this team in a competitive disadvantage in the past. You need to have permanent facilities where it's going to be accessible so you can step forward onto the field week in and week out. So offering them a dedicated space to train and prepare I think, is definitely key. Um, looking ahead when things are become official, construction begins, it'll mark a crucial advancement for this team. Um, I think a permanent and state-of-the-art practice facility will not only benefit this team's preparation and performance, but it also will enhance the overall experience for fans and the community. For sure. They got to take the steps in the right direction, and I think this is definitely one of them, or continue to make those right steps. I think this new practice facility could be a game changer for the franchise, honestly. And from a practice standpoint, always having a place, to go. Same location. It seems like it. I think. I don't know for sure, Mad Chatter, but I think it is. But I know it's near Uptown. I know it's going to be near. They said it's going to be up some Uptown residents, and so it's going to be up to the Uptown. But those people that are basically protesting is because they're concerned that they're not going to get to see the skyline. It's going to be an eyesore. Most of that is probably people who are retired and have nothing else better to do. So, or they're not working. Match Chatter. I could give a flying, about a skyline view. I can tell you that right now. I could give a flying fuck about a skyline view. Sorry. It ain't going to mess up with my property price. If anything, that probably would help my property price go up. Especially if a family wanted to move to Charlotte and I'm like, oh yeah, come by my house. I'm a 5-minute walk from the Panthers practice facility. Do you not think the equity is going to go up on that property? Yeah. What up? We need this team so bad. We got to grow up and get everything the team needs for sure. You're real estate. I wouldn't say that, Matt Chatter. I'm just saying it makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Let's see. Do they have any more images or is it just this one? Oh, dude, look at it. See, that would be absolute. Like, you can go in there. It's a rainy day. Be a fan. Go down there and watch. You wouldn't tell me that wouldn't be exactly, Chris. Exactly. Wouldn't it be sick? If I lived again, I'm 3 hours away from Charlotte. So I would drive up to Charlotte just to go and watch a couple practices. If I could get into, like, no matter if it's rain or shine, if I could get into a facility like this or see a practice field like that. Match, you buy me beers. I'll buy the first round if you buy the second. We have to handshake on that, though. We got a handshake on that. Yeah, I think this is something that needs to be done because there's always been questions. If you do think about it from a fan standpoint, there's always been questions about practice facilities and a permanent practice facility every week. And hell, they could just do training camp there if they do it. They could just do training camp there. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, don't most teams in the NFL have their own practice facilities, like a permanent practice facility? I would say most of them do, right? I like the setup though. I like the fan deck here. They're probably gonna have like concessions. Then you can go over there. Wow. And you can go down there, get people to sign and stuff. I think that's perfect, man. I think that's excellent. It's a good looking design, I'll say, from an architectural standpoint and engineering standpoint. It looks great. I think this would be the shit for sure. Is anyone trying to go to Germany for the game on November 10th? Dude, I would do it. I would love to do it. I would love to go to Germany. I've always wanted to go. Um, I've definitely thought about it. Let's see if I got any. Let's see if I got any. Do I got any good videos? Let's see. I got something here. Let's look at this bad boy. Oh, that's nice. What else we got here? Thielen. Damn, Thielen's still getting after it at 33. That's crazy. It's a good catch. Let's see if we got anything else. See if we got anything else out here. Got those videos. Got another video. That's that. That's a good video. They're really focusing on his quick game. That's for sure. When you watch some of those videos, damn, JC going up and getting it. Let's see this. Couple of it. I just want to show y'all a couple of videos I was able to find from OTAs, but trying to see if I got any more. That's the footwork. There's one that was the one to look at. Okay. Ooh. Okay, let's see. See if we got any more comments in here. Clay, if we have a top 5 pick next draft, we will draft a QB for at least complete competition in the quarterback room. I think we need competition in that room. I think so too. You know, there was rumors that we were going to get Spencer Rattler in this draft to bring in competition, but the Saints ended up going to get him. There was a lot of rumors that was going to be the case. And it just didn't happen. Leggett is who I hope we draft. Who I hope we draft. Yeah, I mean, well, we got him, so. I only want what is best for the team. Leggett's going to be a beast. He for sure is, Chris. He for sure is. Real Jalen says, "What up, Clay? What's up, Jalen? Appreciate you joining, man." What is Grandma McFlurry? I don't know. All right, well, guys, I'm gonna hop off of here. This was a quick one. Appreciate everyone joining. We went over the playoff odds, win prediction odds, went over Bryce Young statistics prediction that I have for him. And also whenever day 1 and day 2 of OTAs, and then the practice facility. So, honestly, Chris, I can just listen to Welcome to the Jungle. I don't listen to a lot of Guns N' Roses. I just really like the shirt, honestly. I'm more of a Day to Remember, Point North, Asking Alexandria. Who else is another band? Elijah. Like, those are the bands I really listen to. Those are the bands that I really listen to. I listen to some Guns N' Roses. Who else is another band maybe I'm not mentioning? Memphis Mayfire. Stuff like that. The older Asking Alexandria, yeah. I'd listen to some of the new stuff. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. What else do I listen to? I mean, I listen to everything, but like if we're talking about my bands wise, yeah, I don't like the new stuff. Yeah, it's all right, Marcos. It's all right. I saw them in concert not too long ago. They were all right. They actually did pretty good of a show. But my favorite band's A Day to Remember. Day to Remember is my favorite. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I'm gonna hop off of here. Back to the old grind. I'm hoping to get some shorts out to you guys today as well. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member today. Don't forget about BetUS. That's the sponsorship of today's live stream. It's right in my link tree. It'll take you right there. Sign up for free today. You get 125% bonus on your first bet. So you can bet on the over or under of the Carolina Panthers wins in 2024. You can also bet the over or under on the playoff odds and much more. All right. NBA playoffs are right now. Hockey playoffs are right now. You can bet on baseball right now. So check out BetUS. Sign up for free today. You get 125% bonus on your first bet. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Love y'all. Be safe. Keep pounding. Peace.